how much, like, is the game really in trouble? Is the game, and like, or is this just going to be 8.0 maintenance mode, and it is what it is? How do y'all feel?
I need to bring Bahamut back.
So, I mean, you see this with a lot of games, especially MMOs, where they're up high, up high, up high, and then it's like, oh, something happened, crash, and then, hey, let's talk about it again, and it comes back up. Maybe not to the point it was, but at least it's being talked about again. It's being enjoyed again, and right now it seems like we're on that downward dip. Who knows? 8.0 might help, might save it.
What needs to? What does 8.0 need to do for you in that regards?
It needs to be more. I think the story needs to be more engaging. Like, it felt more. It doesn't need to have a. So for me, it doesn't need to have a specific punch to it. Like, this one was definitely more. It felt to me like it was more politically motivated. Not my cup of tea. I don't care. Right? If I don't care about the story, especially in a Final Fantasy game, I'm not going to enjoy it. And this patch, or not patch, but 7.x and stuff like that just didn't get me there because of that. And it just didn't grab me. I don't know a lot of people that are into the whole, yeah, let's make this a political statement thing. Like, that's one reason why I think it fell flat, is not a lot of people grasped what it was supposed to be about in their minds, in Square Enix's mind. So it didn't resonate correctly with the audience. So something that, gets back to its original roots in the 1.0, the 2.0, 3.0. Hey, we have this big threat. Let's go deal with it. Not, hey, let's go make this person king.
Dude, I hated that. It's like, and I know, like you said, there's political stuff. This is not political. This has nothing to do with politics. I just absolutely hated that they led us up to this in 6.x. They're like, this character comes up and they're like, oh, hey, come with me to my kingdom. I'm going to become the emperor, blah, blah, blah. And like, I know everything and I'm like super awesome. I just need your help. And then you get there in 7.0 and it's like, actually, never mind. I'm an idiot and I don't know anything. You got to hold my hand.
Yeah.
I hated that. It was so annoying. It was like,
give me back the, hey, yeah, like you said, bring back Bahamut, resurrect Bahamut. He's coming back to kill everybody again. Let's figure out how.
People are trying to resurrect Bahamut, and they're doing that, and so then that creates this sense of a threat that eventually could be. Yeah, we've called him.
That's the other thing too, is like the Ashians are gone, right? I think every Ashian is gone now, right?
No, they brought one back in 7.3.
There's still like a couple left.
Yeah, there's still a couple out there.
Okay, so like they need to do something.
Right.
We need an existential threat. We still haven't gone, like, when Shadowbringers, we went to what number was it? We went to the first,
yeah,
right, and we're the source. So we went to the first. There are potentially at least 12, because I know one has been completely destroyed. Other places we can go that are not Eorzea proper in the source and do cool, interesting things other than, hey, we found a portal in a cave with a bunch of space people and they just randomly decided to help out a maniac conquer the world.
Right.
So basically, story is really what,
like, we could have a story. Yeah.
It's something that's more.
How do they do that though, with the fact that it's then built up upon the previous saga, so that new players or returning players, it's like you have hundreds of hours of story to work through to experience this new story that, let's say 8.0 comes out, it rocks. Chat's talking about right now that the 7.3, it's leading, it's starting to hint at a bigger threat that's on the horizon, which makes sense. But like, I think I've always thought like the way that they've built the game is so much like a Jenga tower that every expansion, it doesn't matter if it's good or if it's bad, if it hits on these things and misses on others, it's on top of everything else. And so you'll struggle to get new players in. You'll struggle to, have players come back over enough time. And then you'll also start to lose as the honeymoon effect wears off on people who do get into the game. Then all of a sudden you end up having a lot more backslash. And that's what I don't know if that's just my feed right now, but it's like it's so interesting to see the discourse around Final Fantasy 14 having changed just over the last year alone, where it felt like there was like, yeah, you don't really want to make any kind of negative or critical kind of points about the game because you're going to get a mountain of backlash. Now it's like people are like, thank goodness someone's talking about this. This wasn't good. This wasn't what we wanted. And so now it seems like that has shifted. And so the power structure in online discourse is, I think, really shifted to be more critical of the game than we've ever seen in its history.
Do they do what they did from 1.0 to 2.0?
I
thought they blow it up and start over?
Well, honestly, with the exception of keeping it off, like I always thought like it would be, how cool would it be if they did a time jump? If they did a time jump that this, whatever that branch was, you'd have a new progression system, new starting zone. So any player could literally start with, let's just call it Final Fantasy 14-2. Any player could start with 14-2 if they wanted. But you, like kind of like what they did with PSO2 New Genesis in a way, like, yeah, it's two separate games. They can do different things. They can re-engineer this. And then one second, sweetie. And they've re-engineered this, but ARR and all that stuff still exists, so you can go experience it. But I thought New Game Plus was the perfect way of doing it. They teased this. This is something they even thought about doing with 11 to 14, making like a portal that you would go in from the Mog home and being like, I'm going to step into the world of Final Fantasy 14 and whatnot. So it's like, yeah, I got a little visitor here. But yeah, that's my thoughts. What do y'all think?
I think that'd be cool. I think we could find another space portal in a cave that takes us somewhere else.
Right. But yeah, I like you said, Brian, the PSO2 to NGS jump that they did definitely made a lot of sense. And it was really neat. If they did something like that, I could see some people going, I don't like that idea, but I could see a lot of people also going, that's pretty neat. So I can go back and I can play, the old stuff, but the old stuff has no bearing on what the new stuff is.
Yeah.
That's why I did like the start of NGS whenever they announced it.
Yeah.
But now, like, I haven't played it for a while. I need to go back and I need to touch it again.
I want to